In this video, we'll talk about some of the top science fiction shows, including our personal favorites that any fan of the genre should check out. This top 10 list will include new, classic, and lesser-known science fiction epics that are not frequently discussed. So, don't expect The Expanse or any other hugely successful sci-fi show that you're already familiar with. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Tales from the Loop. It is a science fiction drama series based on the art book of the same name by Swedish artist Simon Stellenhag. The show takes place in a little community located above the loop, a device designed to solve and investigate the galaxy's puzzles. The story concentrates on the residents of the community and their encounters with the weird events and modern innovation emerging from the loop. Every episode primarily centers on a distinct group of characters and examines the ways in which supernatural occurrences and modern science impact their daily lives. Throughout the series, the characters struggle with logical issues and moral quandaries as they explore the difficulties of their reality. The show combines aspects of sci-fi and interpersonal drama to create a visually spectacular analysis of its peculiar subject. Its unique story about love, grief, identity, and the meaning of existence excels at fusing sensitive, character-driven narration with futuristic parts to create a totally engaging watching experience. For fans who enjoy creative science fiction, this show is a must-watch. Number 9. Future Man. It is a sci-fi adventure comedy series created by Howard Overman, Kyle Hunter, and Ariel Schaffer. The show follows Josh Futterman, an enthusiastic gamer who is pushed into a time-traveling odyssey after completing the video game called Biotic Wars. In the game itself, he is contacted by characters Tiger and Wolf, who disclose that the game is in fact a recruiting device from the future, and they require his assistance to avoid humanity's destruction. During the show's 3 seasons, the trio travels across time and comes across a variety of obstacles, historical personalities, and puzzles as they attempt to avert catastrophic occurrences that will ultimately lead to the apocalyptic collapse of civilization. The show's appeal comes from its blend of sci-fi, comedy, and action, which frequently mimics and references popular films, television shows, and video games. Overall, Future Man presents a wacky and satirical interpretation of the time travel genre that is funny, has many unexpected turns, and features interesting characters who will keep you entertained from the very first episode. Number 8. The Book of Boba Fett. It is an space western action miniseries created by Jon Favreau. The show centers on Boba Fett, a well-known bounty hunter who, following his return in The Mandalorian, when he was helpful in freeing Grogu from Moff Gideon's grasp, sets off on a solo quest in this spin-off series. The plot goes into Boba Fett's background, experiences, and objectives following his taking over Jabba the Hutt's former evil organization on Tatooine. Together with his dependable companion, Fennec Shand, Boba Fett makes allies, faces off rival groups, and aims to leave his own special mark on the galaxy. Fans are given a deeper look into the persona of the renowned bounty hunter and the darker side of Tatooine through the show's gripping and realistic portrayal of his journey. Nevertheless, it is an enjoyable addition to the Star Wars universe that will delight both newcomers and dedicated admirers alike through its action-packed sequences, clever narrative turns, and references to Star Wars folklore. Number 7. Raised by Wolves. It is a science fiction drama series created by Aaron Guzikowski. This is the only cancelled show on this list. Some have finished their stories, while others have been renewed for a new season. The show spans 2 seasons and is an absolute must-see for every sci-fi fan. The show is set in a far-off future in which religious fanatics and non-believers known as the Mithraic have waged war on Earth, wreaking havoc. The 2 intelligent robots, mother and father, who are entrusted with nurturing human babies on the enigmatic planet Kepler 22b, are the major subjects of the story. The plot focuses on mother and father's attempts at parenting and shielding the kids from the planet's threats, as well as the lingering effects of the religious struggle that comes after. Meanwhile, the Mithraic survivors, commanded by the merciless Marcus, strive to find and retrieve the children, thinking they are essential to their sacred future. The series looks at issues related to human nature, religion, technology, and the effects of conflict. There are several surprising twists surrounding the android's origins and planet's secrets. From beginning to end, the show offers a distinctive sci-fi experience that includes striking visuals and unusual concepts. Number 6. Falling Skies. It is a science fiction action series created by Robert Trottet. The show premiered from 2011 to 2015 and has concluded its story with its epic 5-season run. The show unfolds in the wake of an alien invasion that destroys the human race and system. The primary narrative centers on Tom Mason, a former college teacher who is now the commander of the 2nd Massachusetts Militia Legion, an army of defenders who are committed to retaliating against the Isfeni, an alien invasion force. In the course of the series, Tom and his friends face a number of difficulties, such as aggressive aliens, personal struggles, and personal losses, in order to save humanity from the alien invaders. In the process, they learn more about the aliens' motivations and meet surprising supporters in their struggle for freedom. Overall, the series provides an exciting and action-packed journey through a post-apocalyptic planet and draws in viewers from beginning to end with its unforgettable characters, dramatic combat, and investigation of topics like survival and commitment. While the show has occasional slowing down and predictability issues, its outstanding drama and intriguing storyline make it a must-see for fans of science fiction and post-apocalyptic dramas. Number 5. Orphan Black. It is a sci-fi thriller series created by Graham Manson. The show centers on Sarah Manning, a young woman who learns she is just one of several clones, each with a distinct personality and past. The series opens with Sarah witnessing the grisly killing of Beth Childs, a woman who appears identical to her. While Sarah searches for the truth about her origins, she comes across other clones and joins them as they discover an enormous community of individuals and groups that have a stake in manipulating their daily lives and taking advantage of their unique genetic makeup. Throughout the series, Sarah and the other clones must manage changing friendships, lies, and dangers coming from inside and outside their group. As they work to find out what is real about their existence and those who are trying to control them, they create relationships of bonding and sisterhood that become vital to their survival. The main draws of the show are Tatiana Maslany's outstanding performances, as she expertly and nuancedly plays several clones. Overall, the show is a masterpiece in narrative, deftly combining mystery, tension, and an element of science fiction. It's an addicting and intriguing experience that leaves a lasting effect on its viewers. Number 4. Scavenger's Reign. For those who are not into animated sci-fi content, they can skip to number 3 using timestamps in the description. Created by the creative team of Charles Huitner and Joseph Bennett, the series defies expectations at each turn while introducing audiences to the mysterious planet, Vesta, where survival is the most difficult task. The plot revolves around the survivors of the damaged deep space spacecraft, Demeter 227, who must overcome terrifying obstacles in order to arrive at their space vessel and possibly make their way home. 3 main groups of people are featured in the story: Sam and Ursula, who use the planet's natural resources to make the technology they need to save themselves; Ozzy and Levi, a robotic being who gradually begins to feel human feelings after coming into contact with unusual plant life; and Cayman, whose careless choices put him in the hands of a powerful extraterrestrial being possessing telepathy. The show is an incredibly engrossing sci-fi that combines spectacular action and adventure with thoughtful slice-of-life drama that portrays the never-ending fight for survival, the wonderful discovery of unexplored regions, and the human spirit's unshakable fortitude in the face of crushing hardship. Number 3. For All Mankind. It is a sci-fi drama series created by Ronald D. Moore, Matt Woolpert, and Ben Nadivi. The plot delves into what might have followed if the international space competition hadn't ever come to an end, and if the Soviet Union were to put the very first human on the lunar surface rather than the US. The show picks up in the 1960s, at the peak of the Cold War, when the Soviet Union accomplishes the momentous task of launching a man on the moon, pushing the United States to catch up on exploration of outer space. As a result, the space race dramatically intensifies, with both countries vying to create lunar outposts, investigate cutting-edge innovations, and solidify their supremacy over space. Every season centers on a different space mission and largely tracks the lives of researchers, space travelers, as they overcome personal obstacles while pursuing advances in science. The show delves into the ways in which the constant battle between the US and the USSR influences not only the direction of space travel but also the overall political setting on the planet as the decades go by. The show skillfully blends science fiction with historical drama, with its deep analysis of sacrifice and breathtaking narration. For those who enjoy narratives about space travel, it is an absolute must-watch. Number 2. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. It is a sci-fi adventure series created by Akiva Goldsman, Alex Kurtzman, and Jenny Lumet. This is one of the best Star Trek series, significantly superior to Discovery, due to how closely it follows the original Star Trek show's storyline structure. Set around a decade before Captain Kirk's 5-year assignment, the series follows Captain Pike and his colleagues as they travel through unexplored parts of the universe, encounter many kinds of difficulties, such as civil disagreements, technological puzzles, and come across threatening alien species, while preserving the ideals of the United Federation of Planets along the way, encouraging harmony, knowledge, and collaboration with the galaxy's various races. The first season digs into Pike's terrifying visions about his future, as well as the ship's members' careers and private lives, examining their interactions, motives, and problems as they maneuver the emptiness of space. The show represents an exciting return to the original series' iconic exploration-driven narrative and presents a sentimental yet modern interpretation of the Star Trek world that is sure to attract viewers of all genres, given that it is full of thrilling adventures, action, and drama. Number 1. Silo. It is a science fiction dystopian series based on the Silo trilogy of books by author Hugh Howey. At last, this show has become one of my all-time favorites. If you haven't watched this masterpiece yet, add it to your next watch list, you won't be disappointed. The drama takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where mankind lives in vast subterranean silos dozens of stories deep inside the surface, shielded from the poisonous atmosphere outside. The reality concerning outside events is kept secret from the residents of the silo, which is run under severe regulations and a system of caste. The primary story revolves around Juliet Nichols, an engineer in the silo, who is assigned to take over for the deceased sheriff and look into his death. As she investigates further, she finds startling information about the origins of the silo and encounters opposition from the powerful, who would do everything it takes to keep the residents under control. The show is an absorbing and thrilling story of surviving in a dystopian society where information is both an obligation and a means of survival. Every episode draws viewers in with its intricate murder mystery and pulls them to the bottom of the silo and its occupants' lives, all while creating an atmosphere of tension and suspense. You'll be hooked on this show as soon as you see the first episode, given that it's so engaging. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.